good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Hello, welcome. Happy New Year. As you know, we drop into this particular gathering together via Zoom once a week. It's either me leading or one of our Positive Prime leaders, one of our professionals or guides, as we call them, those people you see in the area of coaching pearls. And so what do we really do here? This is your opportunity to talk about something that you might be dealing with, and I can give you some ideas about what might be a great session to watch. And so questions that you have are welcome. It's really relaxed. It's very informal. I'll go through a very quick setup, shall we? So let's assume that everybody is logged in to their particular dashboard. You can see that we're in mine. Just going to refresh here because we're doing a Zoom share. Alrighty. So for those of you who don't yet know, here in the left-hand vertical menu, there's actually an area called bonuses. If you click that, you will go to a new page that opens up. And I did an incredible program with a colleague of mine, Patty Krummer, and it was inspired by living and breathing the content from the Think and Grow Rich book. It is a phenomenal program. And so if you haven't yet, do yourself a favor and go here and actually just watch the class that is day one. So you click it and you'll be able to watch the video, and then there's a little bit below. I really highly recommend that you take advantage of this particular bonus. There's lots of fabulous, nutritious food for your soul. And then before we go on any further, I really want to draw to your attention this particular tab called Getting Started. I did a workshop some time ago that was recorded on Zoom, and it's actually here available to you. So if you want to know more about Positive Prime and you want to hear about some of the secrets to its magic, then this is a great place to start. There's also a free PDF guide. So if you're looking for some better quality instructions, if I click this, you'll see that it actually opens up in a new tab and you can download this. Everything that you may need to know from a technical point of view, like how do you actually personalize, is here. What is the story with speeding up and slowing down? So I would take some time, if I was you, to review this particular tutorial. It's lots of goodness. And then we actually created a session that is a lot of the teaching around Positive Prime in this particular session. So it's almost as if we're delivering to you a class via a session. And you can watch it on speed 1 and you can read each of the statements, and it'll allow you to very slowly but surely learn more about how to leverage this extraordinary tool that you have, how to get the most out of it for yourself. And so this is all here for you. So I would definitely watch this particular session. I would definitely go and read this PDF guide. I would watch this particular workshop, but I've got to tell you, I think that this bonus is fabulous. So back to the dashboard. Let's talk about any of you who have some issues and how it is that I can serve you. All righty. I do know that some people actually watch these recordings. So I'm going to address one issue that somebody has emailed me about. They're going through a very difficult divorce at the moment. And a lot of the breakdown of a relationship can actually lead to some issues around forgiveness, and also some issues that are around surrendering and letting go. And so one of the conversations that I've had with another client around this particular subject is that perhaps it will serve you if you watch the Fulfilled Forgiveness session, but also there's an aspect in all of these processes where relationships end that is around grief. And so maybe there are two other sessions, one called Transcending Trauma, and there's actually one that's about grief. And we've got more content like that. So most people don't immediately think of Positive Prime as the kind of tool that can help them with these kinds of issues. So I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about here. So if I just put in forgiveness, you can see maybe you've made some really interesting mistakes in your life with respect to your finances. And so maybe this particular session by Karen Russo is appropriate for you. Karen Russo, actually, an incredible lady. She did her MBA in finance at Columbia. She's a beautiful reverend. She's worked with Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith in Los Angeles for a long time. I've gotten to know her quite well. And she has written some great books. One of them is The Money Keys. And this is a great session for financial forgiveness. But anyway, let's just say that's not what you were looking for. There is a session that's all about being very fulfilled in a state of forgiveness. And the other session that I was just talking to you about is that sometimes when there are endings, we actually go through a grief process. It could be that a job is ending, or a business opportunity is ending, or a relationship is ending. And often there is an aspect of processing grief in those stories. And so this Journey Through Grief by Elizabeth Bradley is actually excellent. If there's any trauma, there's also one by Dr. Diane Shelton, an extraordinary psychologist, called Transcending Trauma. Oh, one of my other favorite psychologists, I have to be honest with you, is Dr. Margaret Evanow. This is completely off topic. This has got nothing to do with divorces or relationships ending. This is a fantastic session, Universal Pathways to Vibrant Living by Dr. Margaret Evanow. She's a quantum psychologist. I admire and respect her. She's fabulous. And we're definitely on the same page. And so you might like her session as well. What can I tell you about some other sessions? Hey, there's a session by Dr. Kim Harvin. She's actually a professor. She teaches in the business school at a university in New York. Long story short, but she created this gorgeous book that was just about your soul speaking. So this is actually a really lovely, uplifting session for the beginning of 2022. What else can I tell you? Troy Haynes is one of my favorites from the group that is Transformative Technologies. He leads a consciousness movement. He is also a phenomenal soul, walks his talk, great role model. And so you might like to watch this particular session called Awakening by Troy Haynes. Who else is out there? In the chat, I mean, you can come out and unmute yourself and talk to me. In the chat, tell me, is there something that you really want me to address right now? This is your, I don't know, what do we call it? Bonus guidance or mentoring or energy work opportunity. Anybody got anything that you really want me to address? You can come to this particular session every single week, and maybe next time you join us, you'll have something specific. Who's watched I Am Impact by Jana Danielson lately? I love this particular session. This really reminds me of the influence that I do have, and reminds me to just be very aware that I can make a difference and that I do make a difference. Shirley's saying she loves this session as well. Do you know I've received a really awesome question here? Richard says, do you plan on releasing a version of Oculus VR headset? Can I tell you something amazing? So we are actually working on an app, but we have some peak performance coaches already here in Australia working in sports academies who have their athletes are already watching Positive Prime, and they're already doing so inside a VR headset, an Oculus Rift exactly, because you can access Positive Prime via Google Chrome. If you actually watch a session via Google Chrome on your iPhone and you put that in your headset, it's actually an immersive experience. And Richard, you might also be really interested to know, we've got a great relationship that we're about to announce publicly with one of the most progressive organizations in wearables and neuroscience. And we've been able to actually show some very exciting results with real people with real lives in real situations watching Positive Prime, and doing so either just big screen on their laptop computer and or indeed inside an Oculus Rift. But we are definitely heading down the AI, VR, AR, augmented reality, moving Positive Prime, integrating some blockchain components. We've got a really exciting roadmap for the next couple of years. Does that answer your question? You can do it right now as it is.
I've tried it before. It's pretty neat. I don't know if you can hear me, but
I can.
yeah, it's interesting because there's a lot of different viewers that you can use in the Oculus headsets and VR headsets, and it's a different experience, especially when you split the screens because everything sort of becomes 3D.
Yeah, totally. Richard, if you would like to reach out to us, there's a guy by the name of Rob Gronick who is really progressive in this space in Australia, and actually has a group of people who are going through viewing Positive Prime inside these Oculus Rifts. He actually has something called the Brain Training Room. He's a really groovy guy. He's doing some exceptional things. So you might like to connect to him if you're into all of this stuff. And if so, just send us an email via support@positiveprime.com, and I will reach out to him and say, hey, do you want to talk to one of our Positive Prime community members?
I like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Here to serve. Woohoo! Okay, somebody has just asked if I can talk about the Mega Mix that you've just purchased, part of the 2022 package. Yes. All right. So who was that, and what do you want to know specifically? Okay.
Kim, can you hear me?
I can.
It's Mary Lee. I'm in Davis, California.
Hello.
Hi. I just purchased them, and I loved the Christmas one. I watch it now. I watch it whenever I want because it's just so positive. I can't even believe it. So I don't care that it's not Christmas. I hope you keep it up so that I can see it whenever I want in July, you know? So I purchased the Mega Mix, and I went into my account, and all my pictures are gone from my gallery, which is okay because I wanted to upload new pictures, because is the Mega Mix personalized with, well, I can personalize it with the pictures I put in, right? So I wasn't sure how the Mega Mix worked.
Okay, first of all, it would freak me out if all of your images have disappeared. If your images have, okay, so let's just go back a step. I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to do a little bit of squirreling around, and let's just see if I can answer the question for you. So that I am impact is over. So if you are a subscriber, right, then you actually are able to personalize any and all sessions. If you're not yet a subscriber, then you might want to go and choose the options here. So this is in upgrade account, right? So here is where you see what's available as a subscriber. If you are a paying subscriber, then you can actually upload as many photographs as you like, and you can see them in my gallery. The reason why I'm doing this for you is you'll see that if you've got a lot of images that you've uploaded, you will have to wait quite a long time because the system is actually loading them all in for you right now. So I want you to be patient and go and see, does it actually eventually pop up? Now, we're doing this so that you can see I've got 8,000 plus photographs, personal photographs, right? Can you see this?
Yeah.
And so It took a long time, didn't it, for that just to show my particular, my
Okay.
entire gallery.
Okay.
Now, if I want to actually personalize one of the mega mixes, I'll go down here and I'm just going to put in M for mega mix. Where do I find it? Can you see this drop down menu? I just wonder if, do you know
Yes,
what the
I can
funny
see
thing
it.
is that they may not have put it into my account. Do you not think that that would be hilarious?
So I would find it in my purchased ones, correct?
You would. I
Okay.
just was hoping I could actually find it. That's annoying.
Kim, check on
Yes.
under 2022 because there's a 2022 mega mixers up in the twos. Okay, it's not there either. Okay,
No,
so there's 3
I don't
locations.
seem to have it.
Is it called Super Mega Mix?
No, they're the special ones that are mega mixes. They're not super mixes. If you're actually a subscriber, you have access to what's called a super mix. But a lot of people who have purchased the mega mix aren't actually subscribers. What happens is they have access to these 2 sessions, A and B, and they can personalize those 2 sessions. Very interesting. All right. Mary Lee, would you do me a favor and would you email us if your images seem to have disappeared? Because I would say that there is indeed some kind of mix up with your account changing its status in some way, shape or form. And that's certainly not what should have happened. Yes, you can continue to personalize yourself if you are a subscriber. For people who have been a subscriber in the past and they're now no longer, we actually save all their personal photographs for a limited period of time, and then we delete them completely from our servers. Because there are some people who actually stop their subscription for a month and then resubscribe a month later or something else like that. Do you know what I mean? So if they've gone to a lot of effort to upload lots of their own goals and dreams, and they've got lots of images in there for their gratitude journal and so forth, then we want to be able to have people re-access it if necessary. So Mary Lee, we definitely want to be able to sort your issue out if there is one.
Okay, I'll keep going.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Do you have a favorite session, Mary Lee, just in and of and by itself? A single?
Well, my favorite one right now is the Christmas one. I have to say that. But I have been working on a lot of health. I do a lot of the health ones, particularly weight issues. So
yeah. Well, in case you want to know, this one called Easy Willpower Weight Loss by Rena Greenberg. Do you know who she is? Let me just share the screen. I'm going to show it to you. Do you know who Rena Greenberg is?
No, I don't.
She's actually, I certainly didn't know her as well, but she's really quite famous in the, in Australia, we don't have the same kind of thing. So, in America, you can watch infomercials. What do you call that TV shopping channel? It's, oh
BC?
gosh, the name is, yeah, maybe, but the name escapes me. Anyway, Rena, she actually created a hypnosis program that was outrageously successful and very well respected. And she actually ran it in hospitals. So anybody that was going for gastric banding surgery, and I'll tell you, she became incredibly sought after to run these hypnosis programs for weight loss for people who were going through that surgery. And she actually ran these programs in hospitals. Anyway, to cut a long story short, she built quite a successful business around all of that. And interestingly enough, she's building another very successful business now in medicinal CBT. So all sorts of things. That's still illegal here in Australia, so we can't get involved in any of that. But that's a great session by her. I would recommend that you watch it if you're interested in weight loss. Rena, interestingly enough, when we were working together, she really admires and respects Positive Prime. She thinks it's absolutely extraordinary, and she thinks it's the most powerful visual hypnosis process she's ever come across. And coming from her, that really means a lot to me. It's a very big statement. We're often kind of well respected by other hypnotherapy experts and other people who do things like Marissa Peer's rapid transformation therapy. In fact, I think we've got Lisa here. Lisa, what do you think of Positive Prime as something that complements or supports your hypnotherapy practice?
Well, what happens is when you finish a session, people have to leave and go back into the real world. And the real world is a lot different than your office, and a lot of things that you've allowed to, I guess, emerge and have them see their best self. Positive Prime is a reinforcement of it, especially when they personalize it. And it makes them actually see their life actualized before them differently, and it allows them to keep going forward. I think it's extremely powerful. Michael Sapate, the sleep doctor, is also a hypnotherapist, and it really allows people to go to a place where they can't go with their conscious mind. You can't will it. You can never will hypnosis, but you can go into a place, and the Positive Prime does things that even sometimes I can't do in hypnosis. I know I can't. I mean, I cannot always replace everything at the speed in which Positive Prime can go in and allow the brain to see maybe there's a different way to feel about this. Maybe there's a different way to see this. Maybe I could do this. Maybe that's me. If they can do it, maybe I can do it. And then they're getting all of the statements that are bypassing, the unconscious and going to, that other conscious. And I think it supports in their successes too. Thank you.
And Lisa, you use it with your clients, don't you?
Yes.
I love that emphatic. Yes. Yes, of course I do. Yes.
Because I want to tell you the honest truth. I want everybody to be successful. And the way our world is going right now, I want the tools. I want them to feel good. I want them to have agency. Positive Prime gives us all of that.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Thank you for that, Lisa. Okay, so we're just about to come up to the end of 30 minutes. If there's anybody who wants me to quickly add something else in, please do ask. I see you're here, James. Hello. Happy New Year to you. I see you're here, Susan. Hello. I recognize some of these names. Hello, Sheila. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Judy. Hi, Jen. So is there anybody with a question? Do you know what Mary Lee's just asked? How can I use Positive Prime while creating art? Did you ask that question just because you know Jen's here? Do you know Jen? No. Let me go over here.
No, I don't know her.
Okay. Jen, it's late in Switzerland, but you're here. So why don't you pop on out and why don't you answer the question, how to use Positive Prime while creating art, which of course is going to require that you tell somebody a little bit about who you are.
There are no coincidences, are there?
No. So let's talk about your beautiful session. Creativity through intuitive art is a beautiful way to enhance peace and tranquility. Talk to us, Jen.
Well, I think it's brilliant, especially if you're not painting to any kind of motive, but to get into the flow, to get into the space of being able to just paint intuitively. And we were talking a little bit earlier on another call about vision boards. And it's a brilliant way to be able to paint, watch a session of Positive Prime for 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I've done it before when we've watched it for like 10 minutes before we started painting. And then just starting intuitively with a color that comes up that you think feels right for you in the moment. and so much inspiration and creativity comes from just watching even just a short session. So it's amazing.
Okay, so Jen, tell me something. How has Positive Prime contributed to your own creativity? Because I think that what we dived into was helping without people understanding that you actually teach people art. You do online workshops. You are an artist. I want to know, has Positive Prime contributed to your own creativity and your ability to create art?
Definitely. So I hadn't painted for a very long time, so I wouldn't really say I'm an artist. And I wouldn't say I teach people how to paint as such, but I facilitate intuitive painting workshops where we really just learn to express our emotions on paper without having to talk about it. And just being in the flow and being in that space of peace and creativity, and also being bold and inspired by just all these beautiful images. I mean, it's just what can't inspire you to paint something beautiful after watching this?
You're fantastic. So have you become a little bit more productive with your art, or is life actually also becoming more creative?
Yeah, so I think I got into Positive Prime last year, was it? At the beginning of last year. And since last year, I've started painting. So,
wow.
Like I said, there are no coincidences. So it's all kind of with each other, got into with Positive Prime, with painting, with my own session. So yeah, I've been painting quite a bit since last year.
Oh, wow. And have you actually been experiencing that creative process differently? Like, is there more grace or ease or peace?
Yeah, definitely. And more flow.
Wow. Isn't that nice? I didn't know that. I love that. I'm so glad that you're here, even though it's super late in Switzerland. So I hope that answers, Mary Lee. Okay, great. Alrighty. So is Richard asking, if you buy the 2 mega mixes, A and B, for $44, you receive the concierge service as a gift? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, it was in the email itself that I'd gotten. I'd purchased it right around my birthday last month, and I still haven't received anything. That's my fault for not contacting you, so that don't think there's anything there. I've just been busy.
Well, happy birthday. What a beautiful gift for you to give yourself. And that does freak me out.
I got to say, it's Lisa's fault. She says, grab this deal. I went, oh, okay.
Well, it's beautiful. Okay, so Richard, please send us an email and we will follow that up today. Because we've had lots of people who've received the instructions, et cetera, within 24, 48 hours, worst case scenario. So if you haven't, it's gone to junk and it's disappeared. It's hiding somewhere, right? And so let's get you totally into the quantum field, accessing your divine connection and manifesting magically as fast as possible.
And so it is.
Yeah, and so it is. You're right, and so it is. Okay, so this has been a joy. If you have questions, please come back next week. That'll either be me and or a Positive Prime leader. We love actually having this opportunity where we connect in real time, and we're all real as you. I mean, it's interesting. I think that people believe that those of us who are best-selling authors and blah, 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 we're not available. I'm available. Not only am I available, I want to be. So join us with your questions, join us with your ideas, join us with your challenges, join us with your opportunities. Just join us and share. And, you know, this group, some people come some weeks and some people don't, but we're here for you. That's the most important thing for you to know. It's part of being a Positive Prime community member. All good? All good. Mwah. Take care and we'll see you soon. Bye.